What's up, everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review, and for this video I will be reviewing episode 201 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, titled Empty Tears. And this is the episode that we seen why and how Kawaki's character changed slash developed, and it was all because of the Nine Tails using Talk no Jutsu. The Nine Tails pretty much sparked the change in Kawaki's character. Before this episode, Kawaki had a cynical view on the world, and he was pretty much in a state of hopelessness. He didn't have any hope, and he was pretty much depressed, and he didn't trust anybody. But this episode is the episode where we seen why and how Kawaki's character developed and how it changed because of the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails, talked to Kawaki, and that gave Kawaki the hope he needed to continue and to move forward and to change, and pretty much just change his outlook and how he seen the world. So overall, that was just some great stuff with the whole conversation with Kawaki and the Nine Tails. First, the Nine Tails popped out, and Kawaki was like, "Who are you?" And then the Nine Tails explained that he's kind of like a yokai, which is like a monster or a spirit, and he possesses Naruto's body. And then Kawaki was like, "Oh, it's no wonder why Naruto is so strong with a weapon like that inside of him." And Kurama was like, "No, you got it wrong. You misunderstanding. I was pretty much a chain that was holding Naruto down." The Nine Tails basically, Kurama basically said like he was basically like a strain restricting Naruto, and that's one of the things that I've been saying for a long time to a lot of the people who claim that Naruto wasn't a underdog. Kurama pretty much proved my point, and because it is some Naruto haters out there who say, "Oh, Naruto's supposed to be an underdog, but he's not actually an underdog because he had the Nine Tails inside of him." The Nine Tails explained perfectly. Well, the Nine Tails did a great job at explaining what I've been telling a lot of Naruto haters, which is the fact that Naruto having the Nine Tails inside of him was actually something that was kind of like a restriction, or it was kind of like something that was holding him down, because it was stopping him from having a normal life, stopping him from, it was stopping people from actually building relationships with people, because people feared him because of the Nine Tails. So it was something that was kind of like holding Naruto down for a little while. It was something that he had to overcome. He had to overcome the fear of everyone in the village in order to gain the trust of them to become the Hokage. He had to overcome their fear, and the reason why they feared him in the first place was because of the Nine Tails. So that was something that Naruto had to overcome, a barrier that he had to overcome. So he was an underdog throughout his childhood. So that's essentially what the Nine Tails explained to Kawaki. He said, he's not. He said he said himself wasn't something as convenient as a weapon, because he was restricting Naruto. He was like a restriction to Naruto, like a chain holding him down. And in a way, he was. Now, like he said, he took advantage of Naruto's anger and stuff, and like he took advantage of Naruto's anger, and when that happened, Naruto got a lot stronger. So in terms of power, yes, the Nine Tails was beneficial to Naruto, but that whole, like, the Nine Tails taking over Naruto's body and causing him to go on rampages and stuff, while it did make him stronger, it did hurt the people around Naruto, which is an example of how the Nine Tails was kind of like a restriction to Naruto, because Naruto always wanted to have friends. He was lonely. So yeah, the Nine Tails causing him to, go on them rampages, or, basically taking advantage of Naruto's anger and, making him a lot stronger while he's going on them rampages. That, hurt Naruto's friends around him. And Naruto took a long time trying to overcome the obstacle of his loneliness, which was mainly because of the Nine Tails. So that's pretty much what Kurama explained to Kawaki. And he also said that Naruto was decided, it was decided when Naruto was a baby for him to be the vessel that the Nine Tails would be sealed inside of. And Kawaki, he thought about himself, obviously. He said, he thought to himself, the vessel, because obviously he relates to that, and he knows what it's like to be a vessel because of the karma seal. So yeah, and then the Nine Tails basically said, so he basically said, compared Naruto and Kawaki, and he said, you guys are basically you're a lot like how Naruto was. And the Nine Tails gave Kawaki hope with that conversation by showing Kawaki how much Naruto overcame and how Naruto overcame a situation similar to the situation that Kawaki was in. And Kawaki basically at the end of the conversation said, "Do you think I can change? Do you think I can be like him?" And the Nine Tails said, "Yeah, it doesn't seem impossible because you still haven't completely dried up yet." And basically what he means by that is Kawaki he still has a heart pretty much. He's still like we seen him crying when Nine Tails said that. And yeah, so it's still hope for Kawaki. He's not completely at a point where he's unhelpable. He can still have hope, and the Nine Tails gave him that hope in this episode and gave him the motivation and the hope to actually change his outlook and change the way he's seen things, which was, like I said, he had a very cynical way of seeing things. He didn't trust anybody, and he was kind of hopeless. Now and then we seen Kawaki training with Naruto and Boruto. They were teaching him how to walk up a tree using his chakra. And something that I think some people forgot is the fact that Kawaki, he can actually fly. People with karma, they can actually fly. So him learning how to climb up trees isn't really necessarily that beneficial to him. In fact, when he fought Boro a couple episodes ago, I forgot, what was that, episode 187, around there? Yeah, but when he fought Boro, or that might have been 189. But yeah, when he fought Boro, he actually ran up a wall. Like, he actually ran up that cliff that Boro was on. So, and I was wondering why he did that in the anime, because in the manga he didn't do that. Because in the manga we see him, like, we did see him learn how to do, walk up trees and stuff. But in the Boro fight, they had him do that before he actually learned it in the anime. But in the manga, he didn't run up that tree. Run up that cliff in the Boro fight. But anyways, yeah, he does have the ability to fly, but this is just basic, him learning how to control his chakra better, which is going to be beneficial to him. So, and then Kawaki said, "Stop telling, let's enough with the baby steps. Teach me how to do the Shadow Clone Jutsu." And then, yeah, so then Boruto and Naruto were showing him how to do the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And then we seen Sarada and Mitsuki watching Kawaki train, and Sarada was like, Naruto is giving Kawaki special treatment, and Mitsuki was basically like, well, it does make sense. That's basically natural because Naruto sees everybody in the family as everybody in the village as his family. And and then we had basically the scene where in the manga it was different. It was pretty much only Kawaki, Boruto, and Naruto, I believe, when Boruto first called Kawaki his brother. But in the anime they added Sarada and Mitsuki into that scene when that conversation was being, when they was having that conversation, which is a very, very great thing, a very great change, because it's cool. It makes sense to see, for Sarada and Mitsuki to see how Kawaki's relationship with Boruto is developing. Because Sarada and Mitsuki are pretty much Boruto's best friends, and and yeah, so if Kawaki, if they see that Boruto is starting to see Kawaki as a brother, that's gonna make them warm up to Kawaki as well. But they both kind of, at least Sarada, she does know a little bit about Kawaki's, about how he was pretty much about like his PTSD, his trauma and stuff, because she's seen it in the flower shop. But yeah, so I think that was great, them adding in Sarada and Mitsuki into that scene. Basically, that scene was basically Kawaki, he told Boruto about the leader. He told everybody Jigen is the one they have to take down. He's the one who put the karma seal on Kawaki. And yeah, Naruto asks, before that though, how was Kawaki and Boruto, how are they feeling? How are their karma seals feeling? And both of them basically said that they're feeling a lot better now. And Mitsuki assumed that was because, in Kawaki's case, it's because the ninjutsu training might be helping out with his karma, might be helping out with his karma situation. And Kawaki said he stopped waking up from nightmares and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's pretty much what they was talking about. And then they, Sarada said she won't be, Naruto basically said that he's proud of Kawaki, and then Sarada said she won't be outdone. And she mentioned how she was training with Sasuke, and then Boruto asks, can Sora tell can Sora tell Sasuke to train him when he gets back to the village? And Sora said yeah. So yeah, and then after Kawaki told everybody that Jigen is the one they have to take down, Boruto said, yeah, but it's not just about losing the karma. I mean, it's not just about the karma seal for me anymore. You're somebody who I can't leave alone. So basically what Boruto means by that is, yes, figuring out how to get rid of the karma seal, that is Boruto and Kawaki's goal right now. But it's not just about that for Boruto. He can't leave Kawaki alone. So basically what he means by that is he's going to help out Kawaki regardless of any situation. Not just about the karma seal, but with anything. He's not going to leave Kawaki alone. He's always going to be there to help Kawaki out. And then he called Kawaki brother. So you can see the bond between Boruto and Kawaki starting to form, which does make sense. Yeah, it makes sense because Boruto seeing Kawaki risk his, risk himself, risk his life to save Himawari. Kawaki sacrificed his arm to save Himawari, and ever since then, Boruto's been warming up to Kawaki and seeing Kawaki as a brother. So that was just very, very cool dialogue that they added in there. I like how they added Sora and Mitsuki into that scene because they weren't in there in that scene in the manga originally. So yeah, that was some fantastic stuff. Then we seen Sora practice with her Chidori some more, and she was facing a waterfall. I seen some people compare this scene to the waterfall of truth because Sora, she pretty much, I think it was her imagination, but she seemed like a evil version of herself, and then she tried to use the Chidori again, but she said it's not as strong as Sasuke's. It's not good enough yet. And then we got a little scene where Sai was explaining to Shikamaru the mission that he sent Sasuke on. And once again Shikamaru was acting like he doesn't trust Kawaki. He said, "Give me a good reason why we should trust Kawaki." So Shikamaru, he's still acting pretty stupid. I mean, I don't know if he got the memo or not, but Kawaki's been he actually helped, in the fight against Delta, and he actually protected Naruto and Himawari. So yeah, Shikamaru, he's still going overboard about this whole thing. And also the 5 Kage asked the Nine Tails to watch Kawaki. So so yeah, everything should be fine with the Kawaki situation. And that's actually cool. So Naruto, he doesn't have to watch Kawaki 24/7 because when he wants to get some sleep, he can just have the Nine Tails watch over Kawaki, which is cool. So then we had the scene where Sasuke entered a different dimension, and it had a bunch of like sculptures. It basically had like a bunch of carvings of Aotsutsuki horns on a mountain behind him. But yeah, he entered that Aotsutsuki dimension, which is connected to Korra. And then at the end of the episode, we have Boro giving his speech to his followers, talking about how he met a god, and yeah, the whole Infinite Tsukuyomi situation. He basically said that the Leaf Village and the 5 Great Ninja Nations and stuff, they stopped the world from experiencing that true peace, that world of suffering, that world without suffering and stuff like that. So he was happy with the Infinite Tsukuyomi. He was in the 4th Great Ninja War. He was called by the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and apparently he liked it so much that he's actually he wants to get back to that Infinite Tsukuyomi. He wants to go back to that dream world. And yeah, that obviously he didn't know what was going on in that situation. He was just experiencing a dream. But that Infinite Tsukuyomi, it was more than just a dream world. It was actually going to kill everybody inside of it. Obviously, it was going to turn them all into white Zetsus. But Boro, he doesn't know that. So yeah, he basically wants to get back to that world, Infinite Tsukuyomi world. And he said he met one Aotsutsuki who can get them back to that place, pretty much. So yeah, that's basically foreshadowing about stuff that's gonna happen in the future, which is cool. So yeah, that's what happened in episode 201 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Another fantastic episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. In terms of story, 10 out of 10, hands down. Fantastic episode. Great at foreshadowing the events that's gonna happen in the future. And it did, change some things from the manga, but the changes that it made were making the story better. So it actually has some improvements to the story in comparison to what the manga did. So overall, fantastic 10 out of 10 episode in terms of story. In terms of art, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 as well. I didn't notice any art problems. And animation, I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10 as well because I didn't notice any animation problems. So with that being said, 10 out of 10 episode overall. Another fantastic episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, please drop a like. Click that channel notification bell to be notified on my future videos. And drop me a comment and let me know what you thought of the review and of the episode in the comment section below. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.